Greetings, everybody. It is Nick, aka Red Hunter, here with another video. This time on Universalis 4. Europa Universalis 4, I'm sorry. I'm here showing off a custom nation that I made, and preparation for the fact that, preparation for multiplayer game that I was going to do, that I did. And, as you can see, I called my nation Red Hunter, go figure. And I decided that we had a couple stipulations and a couple rules. I'm going to show you what's going on. One rule was that we had to start in the HRE. So I did. I started in Hamburg, as you can see. It's my capital. I haven't moved it. We had to start with a certain amount of development. Start small, which I'll show you on the timeline in a minute. And then, but we could pick whatever ideas we wanted. We could have an 800-point custom nation. Let me show you what ideas I went with. Also, I'm in a war right now, but I can pretty much let it run, which I'm going to do. I'm running at 5 speed. I have France and Russia in personal unions. So I'm not really super worried about anything. Don't run away. No, don't run away. Whatever. I have loans. Don't care. Could care less. Anyway, where was I? You know what? Let's just pause the war and look at the timeline. Pause the wars. Anyway. So I have my ideas. And I can show what I took. I have, my traditions are morale of armies plus 20% and infantry combat plus 20%. I decided early on that I wanted to be military focused, and my goal was to be so big, so strong that I could pretty much ignore coalitions. And then, so my first idea was, I spent the majority of my points on ideas, by the way. I also took the Prussian government form because it's awesome. My first idea was technology cost -10. It's as high as you can bump it. Aggressive expansion impact -20. In retrospect, I'd replace this with something else, probably like minus yearly corruption or something else, because I was expanding so quickly that it didn't matter. Corporation cost -20, because yes, I'd probably flip these or move this up. Discipline, because discipline, morale, and infantry combat ability. Infantry combat ability is broken, especially with the way that infantry are cheap, and if you stack infantry combat ability high enough, you can, you don't even need cap. Anyway, national unrest, very useful. National manpower modifier is fine. And trade efficiency was great. You can see my income. I make 62 ducats a month, and 277 of that is in trade. So I took innovative to start, because innovative and quality combo to give you the modern, I'll show you the policies, if I can remember which. There it is. They give you modern firearm techniques, which is infantry combat abilities, plus 20, which stacks it higher. And then quality ideas give you plus 10. Also, my ambition was siege ability plus 20%. The reason I took siege ability is because late game you deal level 8, level 9 forts, and they're just absolutely ridiculous. So plus 20 siege ability, plus the it's here. Hold on. Plus the siege ability of offensive ideas. That's 40% siege ability. Plus siege pips. You siege even level 8, level 9 forts in a matter of months. It makes so much of a difference. Anyway, I took trade ideas for income, religious ideas because I knew I was going Protestant from game start. My goal, my choice was to go Protestant, so I knew I'd be converting a lot. That's why I took religious instead of humanist. Normally I would take humanist and say, forget because you give you plus 25% religious unity, so I might forget the unrest from unity. But Days Vault also happened to be very useful. Then I went offensive ideas, quality ideas, and now I'm going defensive ideas. I think you can see the theme here of going max military. So, with that being said, let's look at the income chart. I make a lot of money. I never did colonies, and my fort maintenance is a little ridiculous. I'm paying for 61 forts, but I can afford it. I have a couple loans, but I don't really care. There's a disloyal state in my... Why are you disloyal? I can't do anything to make you... Why give you stuff, but I don't care. Now, from a diplomatic point of view, France and Russia are ruled by me in a personal union. What happened with Russia was, I ended up in a succession war that I was the attacker, and I was able to claim Russia. France, I claimed their throne and took them, and a personal restoration of the, not restoration of union, and a union, personal force union, CV. So, onward to the timeline. So you can see it. Can you zoom in on the time? You can zoom in on the timeline. You can see it, timeline start, that I am not very big. Hamburg's my capital, and I took just enough. I took a few provinces, but nothing major. I'm like a mid-sized country, maybe the size of like Bohemia, except that Bohemia has a vassal. Certainly not even as big as France or anything like that. Alright. But you can see that I'm starting to expand. I took a couple countries as vassals early on to get the subjects thing. You can see the Teutonic Order is expanding. Brandenburg is about to get jumped. They're about to get jumped by me any minute now. There you go, I just took Berlin. And then Saxony took the rest. Saxony took most of Brandenburg. So here I am eating Brandenburg. And I'm also expanding in this direction. Munster was my vassal. I finished annexing them. There, down goes Saxony. Down goes Wurzburg. Meanwhile, Pomerania is expanding as well. And Bohemia. Now, by about this point, everyone hates me. Not everyone. I had France as an ally for the longest time. I had Poland as an ally for the longest time. And then Poland started to fall apart. But with me and France have been buddy-buddy most of the game. You can see, me expanding into, and there I just took a whole bunch of Poland. Bohemia is pretty much dead at this point. I'm expanding into Austria and Hungary. Well, what remains of Hungary anyway. Then I just won a war with Denmark. You can see that the Netherlands is forming right here. France is continuing to expand. I'm going to start zooming out a little bit because you can see that I'm continuing to eat my way down the coast, eat my way through Austria. You may have noticed on the map that I showed you that a lot of nations were missing. And my name is getting bigger. By this point, I'm the #1 world power, great power. And I'm too big to hurt in a coalition, especially with France backing me up. And in fact, all the coalitions are doing is, by this also, Austria has Milan under a personal union. Saxony is my vassal. When Saxony was, I released Saxony and then I vassalized them. Saxony became quite a useful vassal actually for a while. I made them a march to start out, and then they got to 25 plus troop count. Here I am attacking Russia, splitting them into little, cutting a swath through Russia. Austria's eaten Venice by this point, and the Papal State's big. Oh, I also got, I forgot to mention, I got Naples. I inherited Naples. I got them as an ally and royal marriage, and then they died without an heir, and I inherited them with no union or anything. So suddenly I had a bunch. Here I am taking Rome, which by this point I'm Protestant, which you can, yeah, you can see. Well, you can see now it lost the thing. Let's go very fast. Where we were. I feel like in the timeline, you should be able to change the map modes. I think that would make it so much bigger, so much better. Denmark, I was rival with Denmark for a while, but I left them alone. You can notice I left the Ottomans alone for a while too. So let's slow down again. Kiev was an ally for a little while. I used them. I'm not allied to Poland by this point, as you can probably figure. Romania hates me. I started like all the way over here, so I didn't really clash much with the Ottomans. I know people are gonna be like, "Oh, you didn't rule the Ottomans." Here I am starting to attack them finally. I just had bigger things to deal with. There's where we were. But yeah, so by this point I've taken Rome, and I'm Protestant, and I'm eating my way up Italy, and then down the coast. Savoy's my vassal, and I'm feeding them, as you can see. I'm feeding them Milan. I'm eating Austria. And I'm continuing to expand into Russia and into the Ottomans. At the point where I stop expanding into Russia is where they become a personal union. The Ottomans have gotten really big. Oh, here's me taking out Tunis because they were in my way. Castile was an ally also for a little while. Not Castile, Portugal. Portugal was a big ally. They were hella useful. You can see they're expanding here. We coexisted for a while, and then I needed to take them. Here's me eating Denmark. Russia, by this point, is my personal union. So, you're going to start seeing them get provinces. It's me feeding them. There's no point in integrating them. There's me eating more Denmark. France, by this point, has taken part of England with my help. And then I've taken over all of Aragon and annexed them. You can see that Italy is mine. Everything is mine. I've got to zoom out more. Here I am taking more of the Ottomans, and then that's what the timeline looked like. Keep in mind this is all Iron Man. So, no exploits, no any of that. Just fun little stuff. You can see I'm so far ahead of everybody. I'm like over 5,000 development, or I'm almost 5,000 development ahead of everybody else. I pushed the Ottomans all the way down to 4th. I got nowhere into colonial I got nowhere in the colonialism in terms of like what I wanted to do. I did no colonial expansion. I didn't care about that. I was only worried about Europe. Oh yeah, I sub a few provinces over here because I was using Russia as a springboard. Ming still exists. Korea is pretty big. Manchu ended up getting free from Russia. Russia's had a lot of rebel issues. Sometimes I help them, sometimes I don't. The Ottomans have been pushed back more into Africa, almost into Africa. Portugal's huge. And Africa looks really weird. India is split between two nations. Japan is an ongoing thing. But Ming has taken parts of Japan. Spain, Castile has. They're not even Spain in this game. Castile has conquered most of North America. With the English, unfortunately, the 13 colonies haven't gotten free. I was kind of hoping they would form the United States, but oh yeah, Scotland still exists, but they're like over here. And yeah. Anyway, Castile has almost all of North and South America, which is why they're here. But they're still such a great power. So I don't know what my goals are for the rest of this campaign. I guess to continue to attack the Ottomans. What do we lose the siege of? Oh, Yeah, they're sieging me in Africa. Big whoop. But let's maybe no. So even right now, even as big as I am and as messed up as England is, their navy is still too much to contend. Who told you that you could bring your fleet, your army back? I don't remember what the British War is. Oh, it's an Imperial War. I'm going after the capital. It's an Imperialist War. The Imperialist Casus Belli is so awesome. I don't even know what my goals are for the rest of the game. I think probably to... Sure. See, I have 90% unity and the modifiers that I chose. Ironically, I can do this because I'm going to sit here and smash their rebels. I don't have, there's not enough game time left to attack either, to integrate France or Russia. If I had time, I'd integrate them both. We've converted some people. The Siege of West March where? What? Whatever. Right, I was gonna flip some of all of this to France. I'm not worried, especially having the cool thing about having France and Russia in personal unions. First off, I'm stronger than both of them combined. But the way personal unions work, vassals check your relative strength against all your vassals put together. Personal unions is for each, when it comes to calculating liberties are, personal unions is for each personal union. So the fact that, like, let's say for example that I was stronger than France and Russia, but not both, then I'd be able to use them as a balance towards each other. They would help me out if one tried to, the other would help me out if one tried to declare independence. Anyway, I'm tired of these wars. I want to get a few things from Castile. What will you give me? So, is there anybody I can peace out? Russia's at medium. Why? Oh, revolts in Russia. You can see that the sure, whatever. Yeah, it's at this point. Okay, those are Russian rebels, not my problem. At this point, useless. You really need to die. Trail game, what colors? I'm not even sure what I'm looking at right now. Okay. But I may just give France a bunch of provinces. Where are you going? You're going to Lancaster? Also give you F6. I don't want any of this. I don't want anything in England. Yeah, I guess my goals for the end of this campaign are to try to kill the Ottomans one more time in 1774. It's actually, you get to the point in the campaign where you don't even want to do it anymore. They'll take a piece off, I'll take it. They won't. They'll just take... They'll take all that. Okay, France can take all of that. There. Kill those Romans. Anyway, I just pretty much wanted to show off this campaign and my ideas and things like that as my first EU4 video. It's going to matter because I'm also doing an idea guide campaign that I'm currently pretty much near the beginning of. And I got a lot of my ideas for what works and what doesn't from this campaign. I am going to end the video here. It's almost been about 30 minutes. So I will see you guys in the next video. And I will be doing a video soon to look at the progress of my idea guide campaign. Thank you for watching. I'm Red Hunter, and I will see you guys next time.